Now, I layer keyboard tracks. I can do multiple keyboard tracks. So say that's the piano, I can do a synthesizer track that's playing something totally different. All I have to do is insert whatever the software synth I want for that particular thing. Say I want that organ from that I showed you earlier. If I want that in there to do a different whole melody, all I have to do is use one of the other tracks in Sonar. I mean, Sonar, you have unlimited tracks. You can make as many keyboard tracks as you want. Now, when it comes to using it live, all I do, there's a function in Sonar program, and it allows me to convert this whole sound of piano down into a wave file. And all I do when I play live is I have software that takes that wave file of just the piano. I add a click track to it. I pan the piano to the right side for my headphones and the click track to my left, and then I play along with it. I usually give myself a couple of count-ins. So I start the song and then away we go. I just follow the click track and the keyboard. The band just has to follow me and the keyboards will come out right if I don't make a mistake, that is. And that's how I make keyboard sequence tracks. All my original material, I actually play all the piano on it. And it's complicated to learn the software. You don't have to be a great piano player. You can make, you know, little chords and little simple melodies. But learning the software is the hard part, and the most complicated part is the recording software, because these software programs, no two are quite the same. And when you're using Midi, you have to find a recording software that allows you to record Midi tracks. And when I say tracks and Midi, I mean the actual movement of my fingers. It's sending a signal out of how hard I press, what notes I press, right? And the computer's recording that. You need the software specifically to record the MIDI sequences that you're playing. But I'm physically playing the parts. So I hope that puts to rest all the myths about how I got these sounds. I'm in a 60s band right now, and we're using a lot of cheesy 60s keyboard sounds, and I programmed a lot of them through Sonar, but I also have a secondary program that I use or if I'm just doing some really basic stuff. But yes, I played all the keyboard tracks. A lot of the keyboard stuff I've done, like in the 60s band that I'm with, I've recorded these tracks over the years because I've always wanted a 60s band. So I said, well, I'm going to just, for a labor of love, I'm going to program all these keyboards, and then I'm going to have them, you know, just in storage in case I ever do, you know, get a 60s band going. I mean, it took years to do all this stuff, but it also took years to find the right guys to do it. And right now it looks like I have the right guys, and we should be playing soon. So any questions about this MIDI sequencing, I will try to answer. It's complicated, and I know these videos might help some way, and they may confuse you in another. But I'm trying to show you that it is quite possible to do it. You don't need a lot of piano talent to do it. You do have to have an ear, and you have to be able to play to a click track. That's the key thing. If you don't play to a click track right or properly, live situation, you're just going to be horrible, because you're playing to a click track all the time with keyboard sequencing. If you make a mistake, your band crashes with you. If one of your players gets lost, doesn't know where you are, but you are basically holding steady and listening to the click and the keyboards, hopefully they find their way back and get on time. You can cue them. I've done that. But if they get totally lost, you have to find the stop button really quick, because it won't correct itself. You have to correct to the keyboard track and click track, as it's not forgiving. It takes a lot of practice. People don't understand how much work I put into this. So for people to come up live and say, "Oh, you're cheating," it's like, yeah, well, you try doing it for years and doing all these keyboards and trying to record them all and getting the sounds right. So I put a lot of work into it. It is not cheating. It's definitely part of being a musician. Try it sometime. Let me know how you make out. That's it. Thank you.